So we're going to go into our first session today, and it's our panel discussion. And I'm going to take a moment to introduce our three panelists who are going to be speaking at this webinar. First up is Gilbert Ernest. He is a veteran professional in logistics with over 45 years in the business. After spending a majority of his professional life working for big freight forwarders and shippers, Gilbert established his own in Australia, growing his value as a businessman and a sound expert in logistics. For all of y'all joining here, I'm sure you've either met Gilbert or heard about him at the global conferences that you've attended and at some of the amazing locations that you've gotten to sit down and have conversations with Gilbert. But you can also probably know Gilbert from the fact that he's an amazing singer and has a band as well. So welcome, Gilbert. Our second panelist is Sunila Yadav. Sunila is an army daughter, and in Indian translation, it basically means a child who has seen many cities, schools, and friends and has a far broader vision of life through these varied experiences. It also means that Sunila was taught early in life about risk-taking. Sunila's bold step into building her own business stemmed from the lack of representation and work in the logistics space. Named in honor of her martyred brother, Anil Mantra Logistics was formed in 2009. Her company has since expanded and has offices in Kazakhstan and Russia. She's committed to empowering women in logistics, and she knows quite well the struggles of pushing boundaries to earn equity in this market. Finally, we have Jephte Maba, who is a project executive with the Global Logistics Alliance, or GLA. GLA is a platform of freight forwarders from across 170 countries and over 3,000 members. Jephte has been instrumental in raising awareness about the important work GLA undertakes and is one of the team members that ensures that conferences go smooth. So he's probably sitting back today and watching all of the various aspects that go into even building a webinar, for example. Now, he's no stranger to conflict management and people management, and has seen the success of his work through these global annual conferences that has over 1,500 attendees and multiple days of events. Moderating today's session is going to be Mary. And with that, I invite our three speakers to turn on their cameras if they haven't yet done so. And I turn the floor over to Mary and the team.
Yes, thank you, Jephte. We are really happy and proud to have our speakers who are coming from different countries and cultures and all talk the same language as logistics. And of course, they are leaders in their field and in their country. Really, I'm so happy and glad, especially so many freight forwarders were asking, what is the connection between GLOW and other networks? So I'm here just to say to everyone that when I built GLOW and believed in leadership, I was always, I'm peaceful person. And I always say that there is no competition even in networking, even in networks who are really leading global networks throughout years. And we have, that's the reason we have, say, Miss Christy Gu, who is the CEO of SGN, which is another logistics network as well. And we have also Mr. Jephte Maba, who is also executive in GLA, who are also, these two organizations are the same like GLOW, and each one believes in another different perspective. So because we are leaders and because we are open to anything, that's why we decided and have chosen two market leaders also in networking, Miss Christy Gu and Mr. Jephte Maba. And of course, our legend, who is the most experienced person, 45 years of logistics experience. I want to tell you just one secret that I'm 45. So when Gilbert Ernest started in the field and in the industry, I was like maybe I was a small baby, you know. So Gilbert, really lots of warm welcome, and really I'm so happy and proud because I tell everyone since day one of Glow, I proudly can tell everyone that Gilbert Ernest was the first person and the godfather of Glow. Thank you for being here. And our amazing singer during the conferences, you know, he is always in energy that he can sing anywhere in any moment. And let me tell you also another secret. In our first conference, physical conference, we are planning me and Gilbert to sing duo together. So me also, I have talent of singing and I love music. So welcome all, and let us wait for the other speakers also for the other sessions. And we have also the, you know, I cannot say, I'm not able to find the word, who is the strongest woman in the market also, Sunila Yadav. Also, Sunila was the first person who was ready to join, and she told me that the first thing she told, one week it was registered Glow for 1 week, and she told me that I am all the way with you, Mary, and I want to encourage my friends who are really motivating and ambitious, you know. So Sunila, thanks for being there also, and we are really waiting all of you just to do the panel discussion and to hear from you and to like brighten our minds and open our minds to more leadership in logistics, because really two words, they are very heavy words for me in the world. And we have, you know, we can have that like Libra, that leadership and logistics together, they can balance the world together, really. This is what I believe. And this was the idea and the vision to start my journey. Welcome, everyone. And please, Dipti, let's continue. Thank you.
Okay. So today's topic of conversation is addressing conflicts and conflict resolution in the business of logistics. And Mary, as she's mentioned, has been in this business long enough to know that. But I'm going to start with you, Sunila, and Mary is going to then we're going to just work together. So, Sunila, why don't you get us started with your initial thoughts about conflict resolution and how do you address that as a woman in this space?
Hi, Dipti. First of all, thank you for inviting me for the webinar. It's an honor to be here. Okay, coming to the fact of conflicts. So, Dipti, if I go towards back in the history, if you see, conflict is basically coming from a Latin word called strike. Strike itself is a very aggressive word. You can't say that conflicts can be dealt very politely or the conflicts won't arise. The question is, why does the conflicts arise? Conflicts don't arise because we have an enmity towards someone. It only arises when our ideas don't match or we have a clash of thought process. So the only thing where you can address conflicts and you can find a solution for it is that you think in the same streamline. The biggest goal in the industry of logistics is to win the cargo. But when you try to win the cargo, you'll always have conflicts because one person will think in the one way and the other will give you a second idea. So the best way is that follow the ethics that you have placed in your company or in your trade and go as per the ethics. Try, listen, as yesterday's webinar, the lady very well said that listen more and speak less. Conflicts can only be addressed if you can listen to them. That's what I feel. Conflicts will always arise when you are bidding or when you are trying to win one thing. Every people will have conflict. Somebody will say, I think this is the right way. The other one will say, this is the right way. But at the end of the day, You can only find a solution to the conflict if you can give your ear, you can hear it, and then find a solution. And the solution has to be brought in all together. It cannot be a single-minded decision.
Gilbert, what's your take on that? Would you agree with what Sunila has said?
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. Look, like I said the other day, to me, in my world, conflict doesn't exist because once you know there's a conflict, once you know the reason behind that conflict, you can resolve it. You know, when like Sunila said, you know, the conflict, the word it means strike. So a lot of people when they have are in conflicts, everyone wants to win. Everyone wants to win. I want to win, but there's winning at all costs, and also winning at what cost, right? If you look, say, for example, in the war between America and Japan, you know, America won, and they won at what cost? You know, they won at the cost of 200,000 civilians, 400,000 civilians in Japan with their nuclear bomb. So that's not a way to resolve a conflict. Resolving a conflict, you got to put your mind in your mind that, okay, let me stop 1 second. Okay, let me try and see the situation from the point of view of my adversary. Right? So he wants to win, I want to win. If we are going to scream at each other and attacking each other, you're never going to resolve that conflict. You have to sit down and think, okay, how can we resolve this peacefully and have a win-win situation or loss-loss situation? You know, you lose 50%, I lose 50%, but all in all, we have a win-win situation. So I had this conflict with the shipping line Hapag-Lloyd, right, where they made a big mistake, a huge mistake, which ended up costing me $13,000. And, you know, and I said to them, well, you got to give that back to me. And then they said, no, I said, yes. And then, you know, it was like that for a couple of weeks. And then I decided, okay, I went back to them. I said, okay, look, we do business for a long time. Okay, you don't want to give me everything, but if you give me that money back, which you should, I will give you more cargo. Right? So I found more cargo to give them. So it's a give and take. Right? So they paid me back and I gave them the more cargo. So all in all, it was a win-win situation, which if I insisted and they insisted, we'll still probably be in conflict now. Right? Mm. So that's it in a nutshell. You have to put your winning mentality aside and say, oh, how can we resolve this and come up with a solution that would benefit each other.
Right. So I think that's an important point, given the fact that as a freight forwarder, you are constantly for the lack of a better word, you could also be butting heads with a lot of the shipping lines as well. But just to segue into the conversation with Jephte as well. Jephte, you come from a slightly different position of work, wherein as a network and as working with multiple clients from across the world, I'm certain that you have very unique positions of problems. And I'm interested to understand, how do you address some of those challenges and what might those challenges be, if you could help throw some light to it as well?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Jephte. First of all, give me 30 seconds to give thanks to Mary, to give thanks to the team organized this webinar, to give thanks to the host as well, Sunil and Mr. Gilbert. I understood he has a lot of understanding on the logistic industry, so thank you so much regarding sharing. Yeah. On the top of that, as Jephte mentioned, I come from a place where our main job, not our main job, but our purpose and goal is to solve the conflict. You know, we are living in a world where there's two mentality together, and then we have to create a peace environment for all the parties. That's what we're trying to do. And the most thing which we are trying to solve is to, let me say, is to deconflict the idea of we are stranger. In a network is not being stranger anymore, but it's to create a family. It's to being a bond of family. That's what we're trying to remove in the mind of our fellow members, for example, our fellow partners. I can see some face that I know already in Sakib and Gio that I know already. So what we do is to remove that ideas that we are stranger and to make ourselves as a friend or a family, is to remove the thing, okay, we are all members. No, we are in a family. And the goal of this one is to gain the trust. What we want to do is to gain the trust within partners. To work 2 by 2, you only have to work if you trust your partner. And which company or which partners are you giving your goods, your cargo to? This is the idea that we like to remove, like you are giving to a stranger. You don't give to a stranger, you are giving to your partner, in which you're having the same mind, the same goal to work together. So this is the, let me say, most of the conflict that we have here is a lack of trust in the network. And we're trying the best to remove the lack of trust because we are in the same environment and our goal is the same. This is one of the thing that what we do is to solve these matters. Most of the time is that one. And on the top of that, it's just about the trust within partners that we like to emphasize as from my point of view, there's no conflict that cannot be solved. Some other people, they're looking for conflict to solve. You know, some other people, their goal is to look for problem. They're the problem solver. That's how they make the benefit. So, as for example, Glow has created, not Glow, Mary has created the network is new, and she has a goal to solve a problem. She has a goal to solve a conflict, to take conflict for the benefit. So this is the idea that she might have, I believe so that she can solve something. And this is how she also deconflict, as you mentioned, at the end of the day is to not have competition between network, but to have a peace environment where we know this is your goal, this is the goal, but we can go to the same path. Many of us, we have a different goal, but the road can be the same. So we just need to shake our hand and to take the same road. This is the idea that how we can deconflict. So this is the point of view I would like just to summarize here. Thank you, Jephte.
Thank you, Jephte. Thank you, Jephte. Really, I'm so happy that my message is just moving forward on the right track, because really the conflict and deconflict we were discussing together with the other speakers also. Really, we are here to shaking hands, as Jephte said, shaking hands with other networks also. That's why you are here and Miss Christy is here also, just to show the world and to change the history of networking. This is the exact idea or the exact term to say that really my aim is to change the history of networking and to make the cooperation and the collaboration, because to open doors, maybe together we can do a lot of things. And we can do a lot of achievements together without competing, because everyone has his or her perspective and their concept of networking. So we are here all together and we are open to any collaboration and any cooperation together. And Jephte was the first person, maybe me and Michael and you, we just met together over Zoom, and we were discussing what we were just, Glow was like 1 month old, and we talked together and we were just exchanging ideas together. That was amazing for me. And really, from now on, I am always with my team, Glow and other people, we are open for any kind of collaboration. And thanks for making it, Jephte, with
I think Mary's network is a little off. Okay. All right, while we wait for Mary, I just wanted to follow up on that point you
So-
mentioned, Jephte. Oh, Mary,
Hello.
are you back?
So I want to go with Sunila also. Sunila is also has decades of experience in logistics, and of course she faced several challenges, and of course sometimes we from time to time we talk together, and we just she tells me what kind of challenges she's facing through airlines, through carriers, like Gilbert also mentioned. And we are here, of course, logistics people, because we solve problems, not we come with problems to make bigger problems, you know? And logistics needs aggressiveness. That's why yesterday I was just telling that we need leadership in logistics, because leadership is needed everywhere, and we need to just lessen the aggressiveness, because we need to be tough and aggressive, but at the same time we need to be not, you know, we need to be leaders and not bosses and managers, because I believe managers and bosses don't make team, you know, but leaders can do team, and great team also. Okay, so Sunila, how can you also just give us like some what are the challenges we are facing nowadays in the market, and what are the solutions, or what is your idea about AI moving into logistics? Yani, sometimes the new generation are so happy with the AI system, but I think we, at least me, from coming from old school of logistics, I think we are just facing some problems with AI and what's going on, moving on. And Gilbert, also the same question is for you with Sunila, just to make it together as a panel discussion, just to know what are your point of view regarding this, because it is very important point for me. And it's like making me sometimes worry about the industry, because we are going somewhere. It is like, oh my God, human resources are like, you know, everything is going online. And you are free to ask any question, and we are listening to Gilbert and Sunila, please.
Sunila, you want to go first?
Oh, please, I've already taken the privilege of being ladies first. It's your turn. Go ahead.
No, that's what I say. Go ahead, you first. Ladies first.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Okay, I'll add here, Mary. I think logistics is more of a personal touch, because if you see, even in India, we have been registered as a service industry. Prices is a secondary issue. What I feel is logistics first is services, and services with AI system. I am just like you, the old school one, and a pretty old school. So I don't understand how the services come with the systems. I'll tell you a practical issue which we face with the European and the US companies sometime. For example, I've given them an inquiry, and it is a particular inquiry with the exact details of the cargo, with the exact commodity and the services that we want. They just pick up a system rate and give it to you. Now, when we nominate the cargo and we tell them, go ahead, pick up the cargo, the team comes back and says, oh, the airline has changed the rate. Now, the shipping line doesn't have a booking. Now, in this scenario, when you ask them that, didn't you check up with the shipping line or the airline before quoting us the prices? And the answer comes, oh, these were system generated things. Now, see, it's good to be dependent on system, but being in a service industry, if you do not have a personal touch, you do not pick up a phone call and call up a shipping line or an airline and ask them what is the first sailing schedule have available with you, are the dimensions accepted by you, I don't think you can give a solution to your customer which is foolproof. Being dependent on systems is good, but systems running you is something which I don't understand, to be very honest.
Exactly.
Gilbert.
Well, I agree with Sunila. You know, I'm old school as well. I mean, AI to a certain degree it helps, but it's not the solution, because there's no personal touch. There's no like, for example, AI would never be able to understand our clients' needs, right? So
True.
To understand our client needs is to sit down with them and talk to them. What do you want? What do you need? How can we help? But AI can never do that. AI is just it's giving, it's putting what the humans, the parameters that the human is given it to work something out. But sometimes our job, it goes out of this parameter. There are little things that happen which are out of the ordinary, and it's up to us humans to talk to each other and fix it, right? So I mean, even Musk is starting to understand this now, because more and more they are willing to talk. You can talk to someone on the phone there now. Before, he was always talk to the website, get on the website. But I think they found out they were losing a lot of clients because of that, and now they started to talk. So
And there are other disadvantages also, Gilbert. You must be also facing in your part of country. Like sometimes when you go with the AI system, let's say if I have to pick up a cargo from an X place and I have to deliver it to the Y place, but there's no direct flight or a direct vessel, I don't think AI is going to give you a solution that you can transit clear this cargo at an XYZ port and then you can do it from there and then you can take it to another transit hub and then do that. AI is only supporting you on the data which we fed them. So
that's
the
true.
person who's the person who's created it, how can that be better than the person who's the creator?
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. That's why we have CargoWise here, and they are moving rapidly. They are moving very quickly. Like CargoWise, other also technical IT companies also. It is okay with us, but for me personally, it's making more complication. That's why I'm just asking for the solutions. How you guys, you have points or ideas, how people they can find solutions about these things, because all the liners and the carriers, sometimes the airlines also, they started already. The bookings are online. Okay, we are doing them online, but it's not like the old days that we were like everything was written, everything was manual, and everything was very easy. Life was so easy, but it's like the technology is moving and the world is moving up, we are supposed to move with them. But for the new generation, it's very easy and they cannot work like us, I personally prefer to stay on my old school, but these are the conflicts that need really hand to hand to think about how we can find solutions and how we can maybe work on them to make life more easy to all.
Mary,
Right.
digitalization is very nice when it comes to bookings and all that stuff. To be very honest, earlier in India, we used to find a sales manager or a booking manager, write it down details to him. Even the emails were not working, so we used to send it by fax. Now the system with the AI booking is very simple. You just enter your data, your complete booking schedule comes right in front of you with the availabilities, non-availabilities, which flight do you want, which one you're going on. All these things are fine. But the point is, along with that, the human touch is getting away from that. That is where you need, for example, let's say a cargo has been bumped off of an airline because of a payload issue. Now, payload is the easiest answer which any of the shipping airline can give you. Oh, it was a payload issue. But you just can't go back to your customer and say it was a payload issue. You have to give him an answer. The answer cannot be given by the AI. You need to know the reason, then only you can go back to your customer and give it. And secondly, what you're saying with the generation today, with the digitalization, what I feel, today's generation only goes with a vertical growth. And the vertical growth is like today I have a salary of $1,000. Next year it's 2,000. Then I have a BMW. Then I have a beautiful looking wife or a husband. And then I have a house. And then we have kids. So their whole growth is talking only horizontal. They have forgotten that the growth is completely in a round circle. You have to go vertical as well as horizontal. And horizontal is knowledge. They are so dependent on everything in Google and everything on digitalization that they don't want to learn. I can challenge 80% of the new generation coming into logistics would not even know which is the next neighboring 7 countries to Turkey.
Yes.
If I ask them that if the cargo is stuck in Turkey, how can you move it? They don't know how to move it. They say, oh, this is not going to Turkey. But there are other countries which can send it to Turkey via them. So knowledge is something which the kids should have. Digitalization is good along with the physical knowledge that is needed in logistics for sure.
That's true. I mean, I'm a bit sorry I missed yesterday's leadership seminar. One thing that's happening in the industry is people like us. We're getting old. It would be soon time for us to retire, and the new generation that's coming up, they lack that drive and knowledge that we and experience that we have. So we'll have to find a way of imparting this experience, this knowledge to the up and coming young people. For example,
We were hungry for knowledge, Gilbert.
Yeah, we were exactly. We were.
And
I mean, I rang a shipping line the other day. I needed 40 footers open top out of Brisbane, and I got this young girl on the phone, and I said, I will need some 40-foot open tops in Brisbane. Do you have any inventory? And she said to me, what's inventory? A simple word like that she didn't know, and someone like that is talking to clients on the phone. So we need to find a way to get the new generation off Google and TikTok, etc., and start coming in the real world, start talking to each other, start learning the things they need to be learning. So that's why I like what Mary is doing. So keep the good work, Mary, and we're all behind you. So let's prepare the way for the succession.
Thank you, Gilbert. Thank you.
I would like to just take a moment and appreciate and thank our panel today. Jephte, Sunila, Gilbert, I know it's different time zones. There's been a lot of coordination, and I want to just appreciate your time to speak with us. The subject of conflicts is one that actually builds the character of what logistics as an industry is. We have to face it in different areas of our work, whether you're a network, you're a business owner, whether you're working as an employee for an agency, you're constantly coming up with various conflicts. And I think the latest conflict in the future is going to be that of technology. And I think we very briefly touched upon it. It's a conversation that I think we should surely put a earmark to and come back to as an exclusive conversation in the coming months. And I think GLOW is going to be putting its efforts into building standalone sessions that can be knowledge exchanges with our experts and with contacts within the industry.